me, Cruella Star again. Welcome back to my channel. I promised I'd do another YouTube video this year, so hopefully I'll keep up this regular video situation because I'm really enjoying it and I missed doing my YouTube videos. And this video will basically be based on all my transgender stuff, so this won't be just the typical get ready with me kind of glam makeup tutorials, and that's why I'm here today to do this video. So my main purpose for this video specifically is to talk about my regrets for why I didn't transition earlier. I know that a lot of people that watch my videos are in their 40s plus and they may have undergone a transition at that period in their life, and to me that would never have, I would never have got to 40 if I'd had to have waited that long. I probably would have died or killed myself, and that is the real tea, that is the real truth. And the main reason I didn't transition is I was stuck in an occult, and the occult is obviously Jehovah's Witnesses. I don't mean to offend anybody, but that's just how I see that religion. And their beliefs are very, very kind of old and traditional, and they kind of believe that a man should be a man and a woman should be a woman, and they kind of go by that policy, and anybody that kind of steps out that marker or tries to adapt to something different to that belief or that policy is crazy, is weird, is a freak, and is going to hell basically. So I believed that. I believed that I was going to go to hell and that I was going to, you know, I was going to meet my maker. No, I wasn't going to meet my maker. I believed that I wasn't going to ever meet my maker, and that I was just going to burn in this pit of evil, which is what they tell you. And that really scared me as a kid. So that was the main reason why I didn't tell my family or my friends, because I didn't really have any friends that weren't in the religion that I could tell. So other than the fact that religion was basically the forte of my life, it ruled everything. I mean, I literally devoted my life to being a Jehovah's Witness. So for a long time I just had to follow it and kind of man up and just kind of do as I was told rather than do what I wanted to do and be who I wanted to be. So that really held me back a good few years. So I was about 13, 14 before I came out of that religion. And then when I did, well, the proof is in the pudding. About a year or two later, in fact I think just after leaving that religion, I came out and told my parents that I wanted to be a girl. And yeah, so that really did hold me back, and I don't hold it against my family, because at the end of the day that was all I knew for a long period in my life, and it was hard. It really was hard. The issue that I have now, the issues with male puberty, that the problems that it's left me, the irreversible issues that I can't change physically or through surgeries. And well, there are a few issues that I could change through surgery, but it's money, it's financially being able to do that. It's just not something that I have the opportunity to do. So I haven't done it. If I had the opportunity, of course I'd grab it. Any girl who's going through this would. And that's an issue that a lot of transgender people are suffering with, is finances. So being transgender, you know, there's more to it than just oh, okay, so you want to be a girl and you were born a man, or vice versa, you were born a girl but you want to be a boy. A lot more behind it than just, oh, you know, that. So financially wise, we're quite good in the UK because we do have a lot of support with this condition. We get most of the surgeries paid for. Well, the main surgeries we get funded, like SRS is sex reassignment surgeries. That's classed as bottom surgery, so that's the genital realignment. So say if you're in my situation, you've got a penis, they'd re-alter it and mold it into a vagina. So that's what SRS is, if you were wondering. And also breast augmentation, so a boob job. And transgender men tend to have the opposite, obviously. They'd have their breasts removed and they'll have a penis constructed and grafted. But so they're the main surgeries that we as transgender people are allowed to have on the NHS. And so that's brilliant. That is really good. And, you know, that is amazing for a lot of people, but also for a lot of other people. And I don't know if there's anybody out there that feels the same as me, but I certainly feel the same. That isn't enough. And the government and the NHS isn't willing to kind of go above that. I know that, you know, finances and things are an issue, but there is a demand and there is an issue with this subject of surgeries that is not being listened to. It's not being, you know, there isn't a resolution being done about this problem. And I mean, what I mean by this is the other kind of surgeries, like so laser hair removals, Adam's apple removal, what else? Facial feminization surgery. Most people would never ever get that funded, and it's something that really is vital to a successful and healthy life as your true identity, and it's vital to the safety of a lot of people. So, you know, if you're living in an area where transgender people are not accepted, which, you know, these days it's a lot more acceptable, but it's still not enough, you know, it's still a problem. So there is a thing called passing privileges, which usually means that if you're a person that looks like the gender that you want to identify as, so say if you were biologically born male and you've transitioned and you look like a woman fully in today's stereotypical or stereotypes of what a woman should look like, and you match that criteria, and you can walk down the street without anybody blinking an eyelid and judging or clocking or trying to suss you out. You know, they'll just walk past you and think, okay, she's just a biological normal woman. And that's passing privileges. So usually they don't get any abuse, they don't get bullied, and they're able to live healthy lives and get jobs that they want, and just all the kind of the cisgendered privileges that you would get as a woman or as a man, depending on what kind of transition you're going through. So there's that issue, and I feel like everybody should have that privilege to be able to walk down the street and be like, yes, everybody sees me and believes in this person that I am. They see that, and they don't just see me as this condition, this gender identity condition, and as a freak, you know, because that's what a lot of transgender people that don't have these facilities, these surgeries available because of the financial issue, then they won't have those privileges like the passing privileged transgender people do. And I think that's so unfair, you know. For example, one of my friends is really, really passable and nobody questions her gender issues. And there is another one of my friends who isn't so passable and has a few things that she can't change because puberty's done the damage. And you know, we met up one day, the three of us, and this poor girl that isn't so passable, doesn't have the passing privileges, she got so much abuse, and so many people were like, what is that? Is that a man or is that a woman? That's a he, she, that's a lady, man. You know, they were shouting so much abuse, and people were laughing and staring, and you know, it was so shocking. And this is preventable if you have the facility to treat this person's problem. And you know, the problem is with this is that person who got the bullying and the abuse thrown at her, she didn't have the facility to fund for her facial feminization surgery, for breast augmentations, for laser hair removal, so she had stubble coming through, and this was not funded. She had a massive Adam's apple, you know. She didn't have that facility. See, and then on this other hand, there's this other transgender girl who, they didn't even question her, they didn't even look at her, like bat an eyelid at her. Yet we were all three of us were in the same predicament. I'm at the point in my transition where some people question me, some people don't. At the end of the day, I know who I am. I don't need nobody to try and tell me who I am. I don't need justification. No, you know, I don't need to explain myself to anybody. I don't feel like I need to, but I just want to explain myself, because if it makes it easier for other transgender people to come, or for other people that are going through this, and there's people out there that want to watch this and educate themselves, then that's great. That's why I'm here, is to educate those people that are willing and wanting to learn that, you know, transgender people are normal. Anyway, so that is an issue as well. So as a transgender person, you've got to realise that it's very expensive, you know, it's not cheap. Being able to maintain your grooming regimes, like shaving, costs money, and makeup. I mean, it really depends on the type of person you are as well. If you don't really care about shaving your legs, then why waste money on getting it? But in today's standards of what a woman should do, shaving is another issue. And as people stereotype and put people in boxes and categories, if you want to be one of those transgender people that doesn't get problems or does care what people say, then you need to kind of go down that route of trying to see how you can get into that category of passing privileges, because your life will be a lot easier. And I've learned that, and I've seen that, you know, from some of my friends that are so passable and so genetic looking that you'd never know, and nobody gives them shit. And then you've got friends on the other hand that don't pass those kind of privileges, or don't conform to the typical stereotypical male or female characteristics, and they get so much shit. It depends really if you're I mean, in an ideal world, we'd all want to look how we want to look, but that isn't possible. We're not living in a perfect world. So we've just got to embrace our situation. For me, I have a lot of insecurities with my body, and like any woman does, but obviously going through 5 years of male puberty, and it really kicked in really from day one. I mean, it's like growing really big amounts of hair on my body, and I have to be honest with you, hormones, as much as it slows it down slightly, it hasn't got rid of anything. It hasn't, I mean, it decreases the thickness of it, but it doesn't, it's still there, and you feel it, you can tell I don't believe anybody that's been on hormones if they tell you that your body hair will go away and just disappear. If you've got it and it's really bad, don't believe them, because it will not just vanish and disappear and fall off you and never grow back. You do need to have something done about it, like laser hair removal or electrolysis. And I'm in the process at the moment of going through facial laser hair removal on mainly my monobrow area, because that's an insecurity, and on my mustache line, on my chin, and just on the sides. And I'm paying for that privately. It costs so much money. Luckily, I've got a girl that's so amazing, that's so affordable. If anybody's in the Bournemouth area and they want me to message them, then, and if they're looking for laser hair removal, so I can certainly give you her details. Name's Vicky. She's amazing. She's such a lovely girl. I wouldn't go to anyone else really. Thanks to Amy as well, one of my friends who suggested her. I would never have, like I say, never have found her, but she's literally on my doorstep. So you've just got to bear in mind that this is not a cheap situation. And on top of that, you've got to change your wardrobe. So say you've got, you've lived your life for 25, 50 years as a man and your whole wardrobe's just covered in male clothes and you're now living as a woman. Those clothes have got to go. Like, you need to get rid of them and you need to buy a whole new wardrobe. And, you know, beauty products are like the one big thing that I really have invested in. Obviously, as a makeup artist, I love my makeup, so I invest a lot of my money in that as well, obviously. And by the way, if you guys want to see a makeup collection video, then let me know in the comments below, because I'll certainly do that for you guys. I don't want to be posting videos that no one wants to see, because that's boring. But yeah, I do listen to your comments and I take on every feedback in a positive way. I don't take them on, I don't look at the comments and think, oh my God, why did she just say that? Why did he say that? You know, I don't. But yeah, so this was just a quick video. As an update, obviously, you know, I've got Boo Boo now. Boo Boo. Come here, baby. Look. Look at this. Oh, my little baby. No. Okay, she's camera shy, but that's my little baby. Anyway, so I'm going to wrap this video up before it turns into something a million miles. I had no structure with this. I kind of felt like I needed to just talk to you guys. And I feel like talking about these things is like the best form of therapy. And it's just, you get such a relief. I feel like if you build things up and you hold things in, it just eats away at you and then you just snap and you become this nasty person that nobody wants to see. And I don't want to be that person. I'd rather just be open and honest with people and be true to myself. Anyway, so I hope you guys enjoyed this little kind of talk. And if you want to see more of these little just chats and talks and catch ups and more on like just transgender stuff, then definitely give me a thumbs up and let me know in the comments below, of course. And yeah, I'll see you guys in my next YouTube video. Remember to stay tranny-licious and stay true to yourself, and do not ever, ever, ever give a fuck what anyone else has to say about you, because you are fabulous. Bye, guys.